nice fish. I'll tell you what, it's the, holy cow. It's the middle of May, May 15th. Oh, get out of there. May 15th, and the water temperatures are only 57 degrees. We've had a long winter. The fish are finally starting to move in into these shallows. It's a nice, this is a nice bluegill. Take a look at that gill. Not a bad gill. What I'm doing is I'm using a 64th ounce jig, and I just have it tipped with a little finesse plastic. And I've got my rocket bobber set up about a foot or so. I'm staying out in about 3 feet of water. I'm casting in. I'm just targeting anywhere where I see like this, a fallen tree. There's it. There's another nice one. Any type of bulrush, any structure. I'm just kind of going along the shoreline here. I just have my trolling motor. And I'm really surprised. This isn't a real big fish. Really surprised though that they're in the shallows at 57 degrees. Typically, you're looking at the mid 60s, right around that, and they start moving in. But again, we're in the middle of May. And the neat thing is, I've never even been back in this bay. I just happened to, the rest of the other parts of the lake right now are pretty windy, so I just found a quiet bay to pull into. And again, just structure. You find structure, and you should be good to go. Within the next week or two, it's just going to be incredible. I'm going to try this small little finesse plastic. Probably on one more cast. And what I'm going to do is experiment. I'm going to put a 2-inch Berkeley power tail on. Let's see what it does. Now what I like to do is put the tail down on these. Typically when I'm using these 2-inch plastics, I'm using a 16th ounce jig. But I don't have one with me, so we're going to go like that. Yeah, these are aggressive fish. Let's see what he does with this. 64th ounce jig in a 2-inch plastic. Look at him. There he is, he grabbed it. Not a bad fish. Feels pretty good. I could actually, as big as that tail is, I could swim that thing back slowly. Let's see if they grab that. Come on there, fella. Probably not a bad fish. Oh, that's a nice gill. Take a look at this gill. Wow. Look at that. Can you believe that? On a 2-inch plastic in 57 degree water. Nice gill. Now that's the thing, when you get on these gills like this, you find fish, it's a great way, great time to go out and experiment. Now, I don't know how that's, that hook is just barely sticking out. Boy, he grabbed it right away. Another nice fish. This is the way to go. I'll tell you what, if there's a lesson in this video, once you find these fish, like I said, originally I was using a wax worm just going along. I was picking up a few. Then I switched over to that small finesse minnow. Finesse plastic. But then, now over to this 2-inch Berkeley power bait on a 64th ounce jig. And these fish are just having no problem grabbing it, that's for sure. Nice. All right. Boy, he grabbed it right away. Another nice fish. he grabbed it, and I just started pulling on it. I think once it moved, he got hold of it. It's a nice fish. Yeah, not a bad fish. Pretty easy to go out and get a meal, that's for sure. There he is right there. Pull up and let it drop. There he is. I just barely moved that bobber. Yeah, I'm starting to like this this bigger plastic on here. This isn't a real big fish either. Even the small ones are grabbing it. Got him. Nice fish. Well, if there's a lesson to be learned, 57-degree water, catching panfish, catching these gills with a 2-inch plastic, not using finesse plastic, but a 2-inch plastic. Nice gill. You get a chance, get out there. The key is once you find these fish, you know, you can start trying different techniques. You know, I started with a small little ice fishing jig and a wax worm and a bobber, switched over to a 64th ounce jig and a finesse plastic, and eventually to this 64th ounce jig and a 2-inch Berkeley power tail. And I'll tell you what, these fish are having no problem grabbing this 2-inch bait. So you get a chance, get out there and give it a try.